everybody, it's Nick Layton.
And it's Leah Bonema.
And we had so many great questions from you all in the wilderness that we have a bonus episode. So here we go. Our first question is, quote, when do you know if your city is sufficiently well known to merit the answer of just the name without the state when asked, where are you from? Places like Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Seattle, they're probably iconic enough to need no further details. But is it rude to presume others will know where you mean if you say Rochester, Portland, Springfield, or Reno, just to name a few? On one hand, it seems arrogant to assume people will know what I mean if I respond with Scottsdale, especially internationally. But on the other hand, it could also be quite condescending to say Scottsdale, Arizona, in the United States, since most other countries' citizens are far more geographically well-versed than folks here and probably know exactly what I mean without the extra details. How do you know when to be specific to spare that other person the potential embarrassment of having to ask, where is that? And when is the city name alone enough?
I don't think it's condescending to add the state.
No.
I mean, unless you're saying it like Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, yeah, don't say it like that.
But if you're like Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah, if it's sort of like one thought. But I get where our letter writer's coming from. Is like, there is a place that is not well known enough to sort of just be like, yeah, you know, Buttercup.
No, I totally understand that. That's why I'm saying I don't think you have to worry about sounding condescending. You can take that off your plate.
Right. I mean, if you said Los Angeles, California, that's a little weird.
I don't think it is if you just land it. Los Angeles, California.
True. I guess it's how you land it.
Also, some of these cities, like there's more than one Springfield.
Sure. Or Rochester.
Also a character in Wuthering Heights.
Sure.
Portland, Maine, Portland, Oregon.
Worth clarifying. Reno, I don't know how many other Renos there are.
Yeah, I can't think of another one.
But Reno is actually an interesting example. In the United States, I think most people know Reno. Internationally, I don't know if Reno necessarily would be super familiar globally, with all due respect to people in Reno.
You go Reno, people go Janet Reno?
I mean, Reno, so close to hell, you can see Sparks. That's a little Reno joke, because there's a town next door called Sparks, Nevada. No, not funny. I think it's kind of cute.
It's very cute.
And I love Reno. It's the biggest little city in the world, right?
I've driven through Sparks.
Yeah.
What haven't I driven through, Nick?
I know, honestly, what's on that list? A lot of towns that maybe need actually to have more clarification on the state, I guess.
I mean, I think sometimes people don't even say the town. They just say the general area.
Yeah, that actually was my first thought, is obviously you want to know your audience. So if I'm abroad and somebody's like, oh, where are you from? Living in New York now, obviously that just is easier because everybody knows about New York. But where am I originally from? I would just say California probably first, or San Francisco. I think everybody knows San Francisco. But I'm actually not from San Francisco proper. I'm from Marin County, which is also not as well known. But I'm not going to necessarily give you like the name of the town that most people, even in the Bay Area, might not even know.
But I also think our letter writer, which is lovely of our letter writer, doesn't want the person who is asking to feel insecure in any way about not knowing, in which case I think it's fine to just always add it.
Yeah, or I would say if we needed a rule, I think you can follow the AP style guide. So the AP has a list of cities, both domestic and international, that they say do not need a state with them. So Honolulu, New Orleans, Seattle, Chicago. If you're writing an article and you're in one of those cities, you can just say Chicago. You don't have to say Chicago, Illinois. So I would say if your city's on that list, not required. If it's not, then you have to include the state. So Sacramento, California.
And my way to solve it is I don't think you have to worry about sounding condescending if you just say it as if it's Portland, Maine.
Or what if the rule is there a movie about your city or town? So Sleepless in Seattle, Made in Manhattan, Hoosiers. Like if there's a movie about your place, then you don't have to like clarify further.
Well, Hoosiers is actually about a small town that's not even real.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I guess if you're from a fictional town.
If you're from a fictional town named Hickory, actually.
Wow, deep cut.
Deep cut. I love Gene Hackman. But one of my favorite, I think that if you know a quote from a movie about somebody's state or your own state, they go, where are you from? And you go, I play Coach Stays. He goes, I go. And then your person goes, Indiana. You go, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's fair. All right. So that's the rule. That's the rule. So our next question is, quote, I received a thank you gift for coaching my kids' soccer team the last 2 seasons. It was from all team parents, and it was a gift certificate to a local restaurant. I said thank you upon receiving it in person, and a few months later, we went out and enjoyed the restaurant using the gift. I snapped a photo and texted to the team text thread with the caption, "Lovely evening out, thank you," and the restaurant was clearly visible. A friend said the text and photo was bad form because it was a thank you for a thank you and overkill. I just meant it to be a fun exchange. Now I've got to send an email out for the next season and I can't get it out of my head. Thoughts?
I don't want to speak ill of anybody's friends.
However,
this really gave me the ick.
Yeah, there's a lot I don't like about this.
First off, how is ever being grateful bad form?
Right. Yeah, I think that's an important thing. Like, what was bad form about this?
I think it's lovely. Also, like, if I got that text,
Delighted.
I'd be like, look, she's out. She's having fun. She's enjoying our gift.
So there is a rule, quote unquote, that you do not send a thank you for a thank you. Like, yes, there is something about that in the etiquette ether. Okay. But there is also a rule that all gifts must be acknowledged. And as a gift giver, I want to know that you got it. I want to know that you liked it. Like, I want that. Close the loop on that. So even if I send you a thank you gift, you have to acknowledge receipt of the gift.
Well, our letter writer said they did say thank you when they received it.
Which is great. And we're adding just a little extra gratitude a few months later when we cashed it in.
And maybe our friend would be like, yeah, but you said thank you when we gave it to you, but I still don't think it's bad form.
No, because the reason why we have this rule about not saying thank you for thank you is that if it wasn't that, then we would be caught in this endless loop.
I was going to say we would just be back and forth.
Thank you for your thank you. Oh, no, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And then it never ends. I mean, there has to be some end. So that's why when I gave you the thank you gift, you said thank you to me, and then I say nothing.
Also, this is the most natural thing in the world. I have an example. A friend gave me a Star Trek t-shirt, Leonard Nimoy Spock.
Sure.
Scottsdale, Arizona. I would assume when I say Spock, everybody knows it's Leonard Nimoy, but there has been more Spock since then. So I'm just saying which Spock.
No. I think if you just say Spock, everybody is picturing Leonard Nimoy.
That's what I think too, but it's possible they don't. So I was adding Leonard Nimoy.
Okay.
I just want to make it crystal clear who I'm wearing.
Okay, fair enough.
And then I said, thank you. Of course I did. And then I was wearing it out, whole other occasion, having a great time. I got compliments on it, took a pic, sent it to her just to be like, I love this shirt so much. Thank you again. That's not bad form.
No, that's actually great form. Yeah. I mean, I think so often people who want to follow the rules, quote unquote, they have this idea of like, oh, the bare minimum is the maximum. And it's like, no. The bare minimum is the bare minimum. You can do more. You can show gratitude beyond this. That's okay. And yeah, totally lovely, especially since you going out to dinner was not immediately after receiving it.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of like an extra lovely thing. Now, I will say the email that you have to now send to the whole team, we do not include another thank you. That would be too much. Like, you've already closed the loop on this. We're moving on. So the new email you're saying about the new season, we don't talk about it.
Let me say what I think is bad form. Could be a little overstep.
Okay.
I think it's bad form that a friend would make us feel uncomfortable about something that we were doing that was just expressing excitement, having a good time, and gratefulness.
Yeah, I don't like when civilians make up etiquette rules. I think leave that to the professionals.
But it's just like, why would we need to make anybody feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, like why would you shame me, especially if you're wrong? Like, I don't like that.
And then now our letter writer has it. They just need to send out an email to like, let's get this season started. And they feel self-conscious.
Yeah.
When what they did was lovely.
Yeah.
It upset me.
Yeah, no, it's not great. Don't love it. So you are totally in the etiquette clear here.
You have great form. Great form.
Excellent form. Precise. 10s across the board.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. All the judges.
At least the ones that matter. Maybe not your friend.
I mean, we're not going to say anything negative about people's friends, but they are incorrect.
So our next question is, quote, someone quoted an etiquette rule to me that I had never heard. They said, you should arrive at weddings and funerals a half hour early. Now, weddings, sure, you arrive early enough to be seated on the appropriate side, although a half an hour sounds overly generous, unless the wedding is huge. But funerals? Really? I mean, obviously you shouldn't be late, but 30 minutes? So is this a rule I overlooked when I read etiquette books in my 20s? Or is this a regional or cultural practice?
I immediately thought of, I'm sure some of our listeners are familiar with the Janet Jovanovic One for the Money series.
What's that? Is this a book series?
Yeah, it's a very lighthearted, I would say detective series, but she's a bail bondswoman.
Okay.
She was an underwear saleswoman, and then she found out that her husband was cheating on her, and she started working for her Uncle Vinny. This is in New Jersey, and she gets people who've skipped their bail. That's her job. Her grandma, a big part of the series is people going to funerals.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where all the gossip in the local area comes up.
Sure.
And her grandma always likes to go early because people who get there not early don't get any cookies and they don't get a good seat.
Okay. Wait, there's cookies before the funeral?
This is in the books.
Okay. All right. I have a bone to pick with this author on that, but okay.
So I thought of that because but I would say 30 minutes early. I mean, people are probably still setting up. They're spending their time with their family. That seems obscene to me.
Oh, interesting. I was not expecting that from you because you like to be early.
I'm not coming early to a funeral. That feels too, people might need a second to catch their breath.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so when would you arrive for this?
What does my invitation say? Funeral at 4?
Sure.
And it doesn't say anything else like service.
I mean, I think it's not a drop-in kind of situation. I think there's going to be some program.
Right, there's a program.
There's a program. Yeah.
So I'm going to get there 10 minutes before the program starts.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
And if I get there earlier than that, I'm sitting in my car.
Yeah. Okay. I see your point about not wanting to inconvenience the family or the venue or the people there. Just try to get it all together. Okay. That's interesting. Although what I was thinking is if I get there early, then I can make sure I'm there because the last thing I want is to run into traffic or have trouble parking or like some issue because like that's not what I want. But I also thought like if I'm there early, then maybe I can mingle seems like the wrong word, but I can say hello to people.
Isn't that after?
I guess that's after. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to like just dash afterwards. That's true. Like, I gotta go have another event. So, yeah, okay. 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, if it's really 10 minutes. I mean, can you get there 10 minutes, settle in, take off your coat, not be a disturbance? Yeah, I guess you can.
What would you say?
I mean, 30 minutes if you're the only one there. Yeah.
I mean, what if somebody wants some time alone with the casket?
Oh, if it's that? Okay. Yeah, no, I see that.
And
No,
they're
that's
just
interesting.
in there saying goodbye, and then you're 30 minutes early, just sitting in the back.
Yeah, okay. I mean, when you put it like that, yeah, that's a little not great. Okay. I mean, I would say I want to make sure I'm on time. So we just need to make an effort that we're not going to be late. And if that means walking the block, stay in your car. But then, yeah, walking in 10 minutes before the official start time. Okay. I like that.
I mean, be there.
Yeah, you cannot be late. And you cannot be showing up 2 minutes before the start time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like I'm going to I'll get there before 10 minutes. You know me.
Right.
But then I'll be ready to go in.
And I guess it doesn't matter how close you are to the deceased or what your relationship is to the family. A little bit.
Yeah, I feel like the closer you are, the earlier you can get there.
Yeah, I kind of like that continuum. That kind of makes sense to me. Yeah, if you are close or relative, maybe get there a little early. If you're a work colleague, didn't know them as well, a little closer to the start time.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, I think we landed on something with this.
It's so fluid.
Yeah. At the end of the day, though, the etiquette is that we want to be respectful.
Yes.
Like, that's really just what we want to achieve here.
I think everybody's just trying to figure out what's the best way to be respectful.
Right. But I mean, that's the goal. So I think as long as that's in your mind and you're acting towards that goal, I think then that's the path.
Yes.
Okay. So our next question is, quote, in the past year, I moved to a new city. I have semi-frequently received mail addressed to various names whom I assume lived at my address before me. Usually, I just write, return to sender, addressee does not live here, on the mail and send it back. But recently, a holiday postcard was sent to my address. Since it was not in an envelope, all the information they included in the card was visible to me. I want to send it back to them, but I am concerned about how much personal information was included. They mentioned details such as full names, including of their children, workplaces, their return address, and a family photo. This information is definitely not something that I would want strangers knowing about me. So I want to send the card back, but I'm wondering if I should just write on it or send it in an envelope with a stamp so that the information is concealed in transit. Also, would it be overstepping to include a note about my concerns regarding their information being on display? Please let me know if I'm being absurd/paranoid.
Well, I think the main thing is that they sent it as a postcard.
Yeah, I mean, they sent it.
So they don't care.
No. And the amount of personal information that people share these days, I mean, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know things I can't believe I know.
Like things you should keep secret. Yes, don't share this. Don't share everything. Have something to yourself.
Well, I think some people aren't that way, Nick. That's not how they feel.
Yeah, no, and this is very generational. Kids today, oversharing.
But I do think that it's not for us to tell people.
No, yeah, there's no polite way to do that. Yeah, because you're basically saying like, oh, you have bad judgment. Let me tell you what you should have done.
And we know you're just worried, but that's how it's going to come across.
Yeah, and they sent it. So they're very comfortable with anybody in the mail stream knowing the business.
And you don't have to put it in an envelope. It's already been out in the mail.
Yeah, so I would just say, return to sender, RTS, NSA, no such addressee. Use the abbreviations. Use the postal lingo.
Nick did that with a bit of a shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love postal lingo. Oh, yeah. You want to talk ancillary service endorsements? Bring it. Change service requested. Address service requested. Return service requested. Temp return service requested. Ugh, love it.
I feel like we get a fuller and fuller picture of you every week.
Yeah. I'm happy to share a little bit at a time. I cannot reveal it all at once.
I know that instinctually.
Mm-hmm.
But this is so much more detailed.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to fill out the tapestry.
I love it. I love it.
So our next question is, quote, I am a reasonably fit, mostly competent, alert 60-something woman. I have recently been experiencing younger store employees addressing me as dear, hun, and the worst, sweetheart. I can be having a great day, and after one of these encounters, I leave the store feeling irritated and diminished. I didn't experience this when I was in my 30s or 40s, and I think I speak for many mature women who don't love this. I'm sure these youngsters are well-meaning, but I would like to have a light, polite response to let them know that addressing customers with these unwanted endearments is being perceived as condescending and demeaning. Help, please.
You know how I feel about hun.
Yeah. Not great.
I was thinking, could we just say it back to them? Thanks, sweetheart.
Oh.
With a bit of make it a little crispy when it comes out.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know if I love that. Like, I like where you're trying to go with that. I just don't know if that's etiquette approved. Feels like a little too spicy, a little too crispy.
Does it?
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking you could say, oh, just ma'am is fine. Does that work?
I don't like ma'am either.
Or you could be like, oh, just Tanya is fine. Although, do I want them on a first name basis with me? Not really.
No. I think what the problem is that people are trying to, instead of saying, here's your shirt, they're trying to make it more friendly by adding something. And then they're abandoning miss and ma'am, and they're trying to substitute something else in there.
Yeah.
I also think our letter writer, just so, not that we're not going to find a way to deal with it, and not that, but our letter writer could be like, this has nothing to do with me. This has to do with the new generation of people coming in who don't want to use miss and ma'am, and they're trying out new words.
Yes. And part of that is that stores encourage that service level, that sort of folksy personal service. And I think a lot of Americans demand that. I mean, one of the things that people visiting the United States who are not from the United States find completely bonkers is our service culture. Like, they just find it completely insane because it is so familiar in so many places that is not the same way abroad. And so I think this is an example of that, which is like, oh, why am I being called hun or sweetheart when I'm buying a sweater?
Dear, hun, and sweetheart are all very condescending.
Yes. And I think it is true. You can be well-meaning and condescending at the same time. I mean, that's my default setting, but that does not mean it's good. And I'm working on it. We're all on a journey.
I guess for me, just because I find this so irritating when people do it to me, and I'm irritated for our letter writer.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just be out and about and feel like I'm being spoken to that way, that I'm not 100% sure if I care if it's an etiquette approved response. I understand that is our podcast.
Uh-huh.
But
that is what we are here for.
But I do think we could be a little crispy in a funny way. If we can land it in a funny way.
Well, I think we can convey our displeasure in a polite way. I think that's fine. You could be cold. And I was thinking, what if we just ask a question back? Like, oh, I'm sorry. What did you call me? And they'd be like, oh, I called you sweetheart. And then you could say, huh. And I think that might convey what we're trying to convey here.
Yes, I think it does. I think this one just really comes down to you and I have very different approaches.
Okay. You don't like a good, huh?
Well, I just wouldn't be able to I would feel more like I was landing something that was crispy in a borderline friendly way if I went like, ugh, sweetheart makes me want to vomit. But I said it with a smile. Oh, sweetheart, I'm going to vomit.
Okay. Sweetheart, like the candies? Nah, so chalky.
Or you'd be like, dear, boo. And then you could go, I'm a woman, WOMAN.
Okay. I mean, we'll put it on the whiteboard. Sure.
Because I decided after that teen seller asked me if I was shopping for my grandkids.
Sure.
When I was shopping for myself, that from here on out, I'm just going to start saying wild things to people instead of, because why am I the one feeling weird? I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Okay. Escalate. That sounds like a good idea.
I am, but I'm going to say it in a fun way.
Okay. So for our letter writer, bottom line, the advice, you can do a cold question back. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? Or we can escalate, or we can start singing, or we could try to make a joke.
Or you could be like, ugh, dear, it sounds like somebody who has no personal autonomy.
Oh, that's pointed.
Well, I mean, then they can be like, oh, it is a gross word.
Oh, yeah, they're going to become a better person in this exchange. Okay.
They might.
Okay. I mean, all right, very possible.
I mean, we have to approach it sometimes like the people genuinely don't know.
Can we just do a weak smile?
I think that to hit it home, you'd have to go, dear, weak smile. Because otherwise they could just think we're a weak smiler.
Sweetheart. Okay, yeah. Maybe you say the word back and then have a disappointed grunt.
Yes.
Is that it?
I want a disappointed grunt.
Okay. Hun. And then a little head shake like, oh, you don't know better.
I like it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. So say the word back in a disappointed way and then give a little disappointed head shake.
With a grunt.
With a disappointed grunt. Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Well, letter writer, inevitably this is going to happen again. And so when it does, try one of these things. We gave you a lot of ideas. And let us know what's successful.
And also, next time it happens to me, I will also try a grunt.
Yes. Give me a disappointed grunt. Yes, practice this.
Sweetheart.
Okay. We do need some practice on that.
No. I'm going to get just worse at it.
So our next thing is just a little bonus vent that I want to leave you with today. It just came through our Facebook group and it caught my eye and I was like, oh, what is happening in the world? So it is, quote, at the grocery store today, I was reaching for a produce bag. They hang them above the case at my store, and as I'm short, I have to stand on my tippy toes to reach. And this guy comes behind me and reaches around me with both hands to grab a bag. I think my genuine, what the, let him know how his move landed.
What are people doing?
Both hands around my torso? Is that what's happening?
I'm not saying what I'm thinking because it's too much.
What's happening is what I think is happening, which is like I am pulling a bag off. And instead of waiting for me to do that and step out of the way, you not only reach around me, you reach around both sides of me.
You're putting me in arm jail.
Like that is disappointed grunt.
That is a huge grunt.
Yeah. So I'm sorry this happened, but
I mean, that's like up in your person.
That is up and just not cool.
That's when you just drop a inappropriate.
Yeah. I mean, this goes beyond etiquette. This is a different category.
You're fully within your rights to throw an elbow back.
Yeah, I think a good yelp for sure.
I actually, last night was in line for candy, as most adults are.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt the air on my back change.
Oh, that's close.
Yes. And I turned around. And when I tell you just me turning, like the amount of my body that's longer going that way, the guy was right there. Like he was spooning my back.
What is this candy?
Well, there were multiple choices. And I just stared in his face and he goes, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're literally cupping me.
What is happening out there?
Men are emboldened and they need to be set out to sea.
Okay. Well, you out there, if you have any Viking funeral rituals you want our advice on, let us know. And you can send us your questions, your events, or these bonkers stories, and you can send them to us through our website, reraisedbywolves.com, or you can leave us a voicemail or send us a text message to 667-CALL-RBW. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.